What's up? Well, what's up with me? I'm doing the Chuck Keiper Trail this weekend. The old Chucky K. Now I just pulled into the parking lot. That was the scenic view at the fish dam on Scenic Overlook. I'm gonna cross Route 144 right here. And I believe that the blazes continue across the road. First time on the Chuck Keiper. Last video that I did was the Loyalsock Trail at the beginning of May. This is now entering about mid-August, but I've done plenty of trips in between, and a couple really good ones. The Susquehanna Trail System, I chose not to film that. More of a spiritual getaway in the woods. It was a lot of tissues, a lot of crying. No, I'm just kidding. It was a great trip. Lots of crazy stories from that trail. I'll get to that in a little bit. Right now, I'm pretty pumped about hiking the Chucky K. Catch up with you down trail once I figure out what's going on here. I am not sure. I have a map, did a little bit of research, but yeah, I'm just not sure. I know that this trail is well marked, slightly overgrown, and sets up for a wet, wild adventure for sure. All right, let's go. It's quite a beautiful start off on this hike, walking through this grass path and beautiful ferns. I know we're kind of up on a ridge over to the right. It drops off dramatically, and then as well to the left. It's not too wide of a ridge here, really. Back at that fish dam scenic view, they were talking about how that's still old growth forest, which is pretty fascinating that that was not logged at all. And they are hard to come by up here. Now this Chuck Keiper Trail, I am doing the whole thing. There is an east loop and a west loop, each about, I don't know, 25 or 30 miles. The whole Chuck Keiper Trail itself is 30 miles. There's a rough goose. He wants a piece of me. I know it. Come on. Come on. It's about 50 miles long. And yeah, that's what I'm going to try to knock out over these 3 days. It's Saturday morning. And as I was saying, it's a pretty wild trail, and you know, for me to have pants on goes to show I'm not messing around with the overabundance of wood nettles, and I don't even know what else is going to be pricking up my legs. I just wasn't going to deal with it, that's for sure. So only about a quarter mile in here, and it is a beautiful day. Warming up quick, but really starting to get out of the nasty summer heat that we were experiencing in Pennsylvania over the last month and a half. And it should be temperatures ranging from about 78 down to 58, which is pretty close to ideal. I am very much looking forward to seeing what this trail has to offer. I know there's many sweet points of interest and good campsites. I've been hiking along here. I don't know if the camera's picking that up. There you go. Tons and tons of spider webs. Clearly I've been the only person on the trail, this section of the trail so far today. Now there were 2 cars in the parking lot, so there's potential that somebody else is backpacking this trail over the weekend, but who knows if I'll ever see them. I am having a little bit of trouble picking myself up on the map where I'm at exactly, and I knew that was going to be a little bit of a challenge when I first started. Sometimes that is jumping on a trail. People are really into the maps. Probably wouldn't come out here not knowing exactly which direction they were going, and and all, but you know, it's part of the adventure for me. It's not always the smartest decision. I like the adventure part. The one thing is, like, you kind of always want to know where the road is, the nearest road is, in case of anything happening. It's an old map. It's outdated. I can tell. It just doesn't make any sense. And I did print off a couple maps that were more recent online, and I'm just not able to map them up. I mean, it shows that there's only one parking lot for the trail, but nothing makes sense. I'm pretty sure I'm doing the northwest section right now, heading west, and then I'm going to loop back around south. Just not easy to tell. Maybe once I come across some point of interest, or there'll be a sign eventually that'll show me where I'm at. It's just a little bit frustrating. And then, about 15-20 minutes ago, of course, every trip I'm worried that I am forgetting something, and usually I kind of get in and realize that, nope, I remembered everything. Except for today, I did actually forget my lunch, which isn't that big of a deal. Yep, spider webs. Ooh, they've been rough. I've had a stick in my hand, but right now I can't swat them away. Yeah, so forgot my lunch. Oh well, wasn't that great. Only a bologna sandwich, but maybe it'll still be good when I get back. And the pants are paying off immediately here. Stinging nettle for days, and if I didn't know any better, I would think there's just some leaves in my way. But I do know better. That STS trip, I had a lot of stinging nettle, and sometimes in the worst spots where it was climbing up a brutal hill and there would be stinging nettle, so it was huffing up a hill, itchy, burning legs, and it was extra itchy and extra burny. There's a half-decent campsite about 3 miles in, good for a couple tents, a couple hammocks. 3 miles into the direction that I have no idea which direction, so that'll be updated pretty soon. Everything's been pretty dry, and that was the first campsite I've come across. Been a bit of rough and tumbling start to a trip. Just uneven ground and a little bit overgrown. Pretty buggy. I mean, you know, what else can I complain about? I was considering why I even do this in the first place. I get out here, bugs, forgetting my food, bologna sandwich, and you realize I had 3 days off and I could have been down at the beach just chilling all weekend. Here I am, wearing pants, wiping cobwebs off my face. Ooh, the climb up from that campsite. Whoa, buddy. This competes with any hill I've done. I'm just looking to get to the top. At this point, I don't want to tap out. Get up to the top. I'm not sure if I'm imagining that, but I think I can hear a breeze. It's just not getting to me right now. I know not many people have been hiking this portion of the trail. Some of these cobwebs have been here for quite a while. Well-established cobwebs. The Playboy mansion of cobwebs up in here. Spiders be chilling with a couple of their lady friends up in them. Plenty to eat. No clothes on. Had to swing around underneath the grotto to get through one of them. This has been like just a gut puncher on top of this climb here. These spider webs don't even break for you. They bungee cord you back down the hill. I never seen anything like it. Sprout State Forest spiders for the win. Knew I wasn't imagining that breeze. I could hear it. Kind of came out here. Whew. Pretty nice looking stuff. First big change in scenery out here in the Chucky K. Digging it. Guess if you're gonna be offensive, get your spelling correct. You know, I have been complaining a lot, so it might be an appropriate path to walk down here. Although I did look up the Jew Branch Trail there, and I couldn't find it on the map. That was the first sign that I've seen that would indicate where I would be. There's a whole bunch of offshooting trails here. However, the Jew Branch wasn't one of them. So it's still a mystery to me where I'm at. And I'm perfectly fine with the mystery for now. Ooh, yeah, this section here is a bit of a jungle. Stinging nettle coming in off the side of the hill and catching my arms. Got itchy arms. Stinging nettles ripping right through the pants at this point. And yeah, I'm burning. Dipping down. Tell you what, this is pretty much non-stop. This bushwhacking feel. I don't think we're off the Jew Branch yet. I'm going to keep my complaints going until I get off the Jew Branch, and then I will be done. I will get all my complaining out of my system. So this has been a pretty frustrating start to a trip. I don't want to bring in too much negativity early on. May be a little bit that I started off with a poor attitude, I don't know. But this hasn't been very enjoyable so far. It's just been such a choppy path. It's been marked well. I know in Russia they have hiking, but they don't have established trails. In Russia, you just go out into the mountains and hit it and bushwhack. So, I mean, this has kind of been a little bit of feel. People out west, they would be appalled by this. Out west, hiking is nice clean paths, and this has not been that. Tide's got to turn soon, I'm sure, but frustrating. I'm not going to fake a smile right now. Holy smokes. Now this is a cool campsite. Wowzers. Man. Tables galore. Those are some awesome seats at the table. Very neat. Big spot here. Alright. Guess I'm off the Jew Branch now. The spiderwebs got so crazy. I'm gonna put my rain jacket on just because they were coming from all over the place. I'm gonna do something else I've never done before. I think I'm gonna string my hammock up and kick back for about a half hour. That was this is a great spot too. So I have a little lunch here, reset, recalibrate. That was good. I scored like a little half hour nappy poo there. Feel much better, rejuvenized. Had a guy passing through camp and checking it out. He was a little surprised to see me there, but he said he's doing the same loop I'm doing this weekend, so he didn't know where we were on the map. He didn't even bring a map, so there is somebody out there less prepared than me. He felt like there was a camp at about mile marker 12, which is pretty much lines up with what I was going to do today. 15 would have been nice. I just lost about an hour, but we'll see. Cool to run into somebody though. Really nice campsite there to my right, and looks like we may have gotten our reprieve. Pretty good climb up there. I would say to start a trail, that is a tough way to begin, because there's just no way of gathering any momentum, and certainly challenged. Wouldn't mind this for a little bit here to be able to get some miles out of the way. Starting to cool off. Feeling really nice in the forest right now. This is pretty. The green is popping off the pines on the ground. Oh, here we go. Had a bad little tote here through the rhododendron forest. Things seem to have normalized on this trail. Got through that, past that whole area there, and now I'm down to the Yost Run Trail, and I've found where I was on the map. Ooh, man, that was scary. I have a rattler on the trail, and I was looking down to my right for a campsite. Oh man, he's little too. That's even scarier. Ooh, man, that's scary, scary, scary stuff. Ooh, here he is. I mean, I really almost stepped on him. He notified me too late. Hey, little buddy. I just want to get by. And, yeah, if you don't mind moving here, I would appreciate it. Ooh, I don't know if the camera's picking him up at all. Yikes. Ooh, so after that scare, I am all set up. I'm on the top of a waterfall. Got that to sleep to all night. Pan around a little bit more in the morning. I saw my pal. I passed him. He's probably about a mile back up trail. So I passed him. I was tempted to actually stop there, but I was like, yeah, there's probably more camp spots, and there was, but that didn't have a great hammock spot. So I came up here, and I'm actually right on the trail here between these two trees on the top of this waterfall. I'll show some more of that in the morning and do some camp chores and crash pretty hard. Got a big day to do tomorrow. We were both saying, like, we were surprised how little we did today, and he was really stepping it out as well. Only made it like 13.5, and tomorrow we'll be shooting for a big day. One to remember, but wouldn't mind forgetting it either. Day 1 in the books. Catch up with you in the AM. pulled up. So I pulled up to camp here. Well, not to camp, to a camp spot, and having Morning Joe. Really nice spot. Tranquil. Beautiful little hemlock forest with the creek streaming by here. Very nice. Great sleep last night. That was Yost Run Waterfall. I didn't even know that was like the main attraction of that entire whole Yost Run loop. Now I'm on the Eddy Lick Run loop. I guess this would be considered Eddy Lick Run. Yeah, so I figured out where I'm on the map. Got that going for me. Not that it's going to help me go any faster. Looking like a beautiful day. I mean, the sky's clearing up, high 76. About as good as it gets out here. Sun coming through there. Yep, looking like a good day. I'm pretty pumped. Got to do about 20-22 to be serious about finishing this thing by Monday evening. Yeah, this Eddy Lick Run part of the trail here is a very cool place. It's loaded with campsites, and it's a special section of trail, special section here in Pennsylvania forest. Just not a whole lot like it. Just stopped there because I saw some minnows flying by. Yeah, there's just not a whole lot that is. There's some forests that are similar to this, but it doesn't go on quite as long as this stretch does. And just kind of showing it off for a second here because I'm digging. Cannot say enough about this section of trail. It's been going on for about 4 miles now. I would say this is prehistoric. That was the word that I came up with. Haven't seen the sky all day. It is definitely clearing up. I was not expecting that. I thought it was going to be cloudy all weekend. Looking forward to getting into some open air because down in these hollows, as gorgeous as they are, just practically no airflow. And so as moving along here, and this has been a nice jaunt, just campsites, and some of the pictures will show really some beautiful bends around the creek. I just signed the trail journal there. Was flipping through a couple pages from the past couple weeks. People hiking. It looked like maybe there was 3 or 4 that have through hiked the Keiper trail over the last couple of weeks. And one dude said that he saw a bobcat down at camp down in Panther Run. I was like, man, now that's the only animal I haven't seen out here in Pennsylvania, so I was jealous to see that. But yeah, I keep hiking these trails, bound to come across one of them suckers. Yeah, I mean, it's just been a gorgeous morning and plugging along. Here I am out on the Walker Trail. A little section of that runs through CKT. Not a long trail, but it's well marked on the map, like it might be something significant. Still not. I don't know if I'm going to get an overlook today, actually. But I was thinking about the bobcat, because if you look at certain documents, here we go. deer. Certain documents will claim there's no bobcats or wildcats in Pennsylvania at all. You know, I've talked to plenty of people who've seen bobcats, but I'm even claiming that there's still the mountain lions. That'd be funny if that was a bobcat there. Mountain lions, and I mean, then people say, you know, people with badges on, they say there hasn't been a wolf in Pennsylvania in 50 years or whatnot, and people who own cabins up this way, they've seen plenty of wolves. And that would be rare. I am not ever expecting to see a wolf out on trail. That just doesn't seem likely. I think you have to get even more remote than these spots that I hike in. Although a couple of the wild areas are the most remote areas in Pennsylvania, but that's by roads, and I think they get more remote than that in northern and western PA. And so, hey spider, hey, he dropped right out of there. That was funny. So the wolf and the bobcat, that's my main point. Now, when am I ever going to see him? Who knows, but keep my options open for seeing it. I mean, I swear I've heard a Bigfoot running through the forest before, so, you know, my mind's open to a whole lot of possibilities out here. Wow, I was just praising how nicely this trail's been manicured, and this is borderline impassable. I don't know where to go. This is bad. Huh. Think this one over. Not sure what type of tree here. Why is it turning so early? Who knows in 2020, but not ready for fall yet. It's pretty though. This is insane. It's like a white birch paradise back here. It goes on as far as the eye can see. White birches. It's really nice looking. White birch. Talk about a tale of 2 days though. Yesterday was rough, and today it's been a lot of smooth walking like this. Climbs have been gradual. Spiders are still a problem. Gorgeous forest.